Perfect. Before I start, Gosel, can you hear me in the back over there? Perfect. You want some? Was it? Nice. All right. First of all, I want to say a big welcome to the Vermilion Racing 2025 recruitment event. We're very excited that you all are here, so let's get started. First, I would like to tell you a little bit more about us. We are Vermilion Racing. We are the Technical University of Denmark's Formula student team. And if you're from here, a lot of people might sit in with the first question, what is Formula Student? And basically, Formula Student is Europe's most established engineering competition. We build a race car from scratch, and we compete at the legendary track Silverstone in England. So each year we go and we compete against other universities from around the world. This year we competed against 125 other teams. So this is a big competition we're talking about. And the entire thing is just about building a race car from scratch. And now I say just because everything is not just a just. The competition is split into two. First of all, we have the static events, which is more like presentation events. Here, we need to talk about the engineering design of the car, cost of manufacturing, and the business plan. So engineering design, we have to go through each of the design choices in the car. In the cost of manufacturing, we go through every part of the car, how much it costs, how it's manufactured, and alternative manufacturing methods. And actually, this year they added the carbon footprint of each part. And lastly, for the static events, we also have to do a business plan presentation to put this in a broader perspective. Now, the dynamic events are on-track events. So this is probably what most of the people think about when we say we go to a race car building competition. Basically, everything we do here on this car is to make it go as fast as possible. We have the skid pad, which is as fast as possible in a figure 8. We have acceleration, which is as fast as possible in a straight line. And then we have sprint, which is as fast as possible one lap around the circuit. And then we have endurance, which is the fastest 27-ish laps around the track. And after that, we then also get the battery measured to figure out what efficiency we use. So that's basically everything that we're working towards. But some people might ask, well, how big is this Formula Student competition, now that you say that it's one of the most established competitions in Europe? Well, we have over 600 teams worldwide, and each of these red marked countries in Europe is actually a country that hosts their own Formula Student competition. Now we go to one of the most established and oldest, the Formula Student UK, which was established in 1989. So this is, in 98, and this is one of the largest, most established competitions, which also is why I have this picture. Now, a lot of people might recognize at least one person in this picture. Most of you will recognize Michael Schumacher. But the guy next to him is also very, very interesting, because his name is Ross Brawn. And he was the technical director for Ferrari Scuderia. Ferrari. He was the team owner afterwards of his own team, Brawn GP. And afterwards, he was the team principal at Mercedes. Now, the reason why I mentioned him is the fact that he's also a Formula Student Patreon. So this is the kind of people who you meet at competition. The judges at the competition work within motorsport or the automotive industry or industries that are related to what we're doing. And for example, this year we had a design engineer working for Mercedes judging us on this car. You also have scrutineers, so the people who judge how safely the car is and if it's within the rules. And they also work in related fields to what they're judging. So this is a really unique opportunity to get close to where all the action happens. Now, Ross Brawn has quoted this: there are two really innovative forms of motorsport left. One of them is Formula One, and the other is Formula Student. I hope that says a little bit for you about what this project is about and the possibilities within it. Now, for me, as team principal, my main goal is to create a team that can build a race car. And that's also why I'm very happy that you guys are here today, because I hope that some of you guys can join this team. But let's take a closer look at who we actually are. The team was founded back in 2017, and in 2018 they went to the first competition. However, as most of you guys know, in 2020, COVID hit, and that meant that the team that was actually there At that point, basically disintegrated. A lot of the people graduated, and there was almost no handover at all. So in 2022, the team was resurrected, meaning that we were basically starting from a fresh point in many areas. So this is where most of the team that you see today's history started. In 2023, we worked on this car for a little over a year, and it passed the first mechanical engineering, which meant that the car was safe mechanically, but it is an EV car, and that's something that makes it a lot more complex. That means that all of the electrical systems also need to be integrated. So in 2024, we worked very hard. We had 24 students at FSUK, and we did not only pass mechanical engineering, but we were actually the first team to pass. And something quite significant happened. We won the business plan presentation, which is one of the categories I mentioned earlier. And that was the first time we actually took home an event trophy, and we're actually in Denmark, the only team who's ever taken home a trophy from a Formula Student competition as first place. Now, that left us with a 27th overall placement, and the car did not drive at that competition. So we went home and we worked even harder, and then in December last year, the car finally drove. That meant that for the next competition, we had to get a new onboarding and build this team up. So when we got home from competition in 2024, we were 35 active members, and after this recruitment event last year, we were 50 active members. And I'm mentioning these numbers because it's quite significant that we were from 15 different fields of study. This means that in our team, we need everybody. There is no study line at DTU where you learn how to build a Formula Student race car, especially an electric one. So for us, it's extremely important to have people with different backgrounds. So if you're sitting here and saying, today, and thinking, well, I actually know how to take photography, or I know how to do, or I'm an electrical engineer, or I'm perhaps studying sustainability, or something like that, all of those areas are needed in order to create a team that can do this. We were also over 8 different nationalities. However, this is a team that keeps moving, and a lot of the students that have been on this team before, of course, are reaching the end of their studies, and in that regard, of course, we're then having to get more team members. So currently, we're actually down to 31 active members, meaning that you guys are here today, and we're very happy about that. At the competition this year, it went a lot better than we expected. Firstly, we went through this scrutineering, which is a process where you need to get everything in the car checked according to the rules. And here, our electrical and powertrains team was actually performing so well that they won an EV Safety Award, which also kind of shows how much you get to work with and how many procedures you learn on the team. We finished in the dynamic events, having results way better than we expected. We were thrilled to even getting the car on track. And in the static, we actually ended up in 2 finals, which is extremely well. All of this resulted in us going to the award ceremony quite positive. And first of all, we won the first award up for the night, so that was the business plan presentation, which we then won for a second year in a row, which, as the judges, as Simon said, they couldn't remember anybody being in the final 2 consecutive years, let alone winning it. So that was a huge achievement. We then won overall static, which then set us up very, very well for winning the 2nd place overall. This is a huge achievement. This is Danish history. So we were very excited, as you can see in that picture. And that also meant that we had a lot of nice trophies to take home. So you guys can come up and take a look at that a little bit later. The team is split as the following. We have the management team up here, and then we have 4 different main departments. And these are the departments you can see around here. We have the mechanical department, which is split into suspension, chassis, and aero. They are located over here today. And if you have any questions about that, you can go over and talk to them later. They do a lot of the designing of the mechanical parts, and then they also do a lot of manufacturing on that end. So if you're interested in one of the topics, you can go talk to them more specifically about what you can do on the car. Then we have the powertrains department, which you can actually see one of our posters from the competition, and they work on the battery and the drivetrain and everything like that. And they have their little station over there. So go over and see what they do afterwards. Then we have the electrical department, which is located right in the back there. And they get to have a lot of hands-on experience as well. So this is a great way if you're studying something related to electronics or software, computer science, to kind of get a hands-on experience with it as well. And finally, we have an operations department with marketing, logistics, and events, which have planned a lot of the things like you see around today. Everything you kind of see from our team has gone through them. This is a unique way to kind of get an understanding about everything on the car and how to communicate that outwards. They also host our team building events as well. So, my name is Matilda. I'm the team principal, and then we have Carl, who is the technical director over there. And then we have Espen, who is our business director. So if you have any interest in finance or business, he will also be starting a little team over there. So if you're interested in that, please go talk to him. Then the department leaders, we have Dee, who is the head of the operations department. I should state that there are some departments that are easier to kind of, that have a bigger need for people. I can be completely honest, I'll talk about the application process in a second, but I'll be completely honest, we need people in the marketing. If you have a photographer kind of in your belly, or you have any experience with that, if you have any inkling towards graphical design, if you have any, want to do anything with like logistics, events, please go talk to them. That is a way where they definitely need more people. Then we have the powertrains department, which immediately over there you can speak to as well if you're, and he is the department lead there. So if you have any interest in battery design or anything like that, he knows exactly what they have. They have some role papers as well for people that they're looking for. Then we have the electrical department over in the end, where Andreas will take the lead on those applications. They also need people who are interested in that. So again, please, if you have any interest in electrical engineering, it's a great opportunity. Go talk to them. And then we have Gustav over there, as well as Marcus as a deputy. You can raise your hand, Marcus. There you go. So if you have interest there, you can go over and talk to them. There are also the people who will be going on the tour afterwards. I will state the times, but if you are interested in one of those departments, you can follow along on their tour. Now, the application process. You can apply on our website. We have this large button called Want to Join. When you click it, you go to this page. You want to build a race car, and you can click on the application form. There are some requirements. You will need to submit a motivated application. The deadline is the 17th of September. The form should kind of look like this with your email address. Please make sure you include your full name, your age, your study line, the semester of study, and your preferred department. There's a page with the application template in there. In that, there are some boxes under each of the departments with subtopics, like if you're specifically interested in simulations for aerodynamics or something like that, you can click some of those off. If you're interested in PCB design, you can click that off. If you're interested in graphical design, you can select that off. Please read the application form. It says put a maximum of 2 boxes, so please only put 2 X's on the box. There's not much on that application form template, but please at least read it before you fill it out, because this is the first impression we get from you guys. Yes. And then we do have some requirements. Basically, the only criteria for your guys in order to apply is that you need to be studying a long or medium-long education. So if you're studying at DTU, you are automatically qualified for that. If you're studying somewhere else, if you're studying at CPS, KU, you're also applied. If you're studying somewhere other than that, please let us know and we'll tell you if you fulfill that criteria or not. If you do get applied to be a team member, please know that we expect people to work at least 10 hours weekly on this as an average. This is in order for you guys to get the most out of being on the team and for us to get the most of you being on the team. The reason for this is the fact that if you spend less, we've experienced that people kind of show up and spend most of the time trying to remember what they did the week before, so that's the minimum workload that we expect. on an average. We do have a break for the exam periods, and we do know that you're students as well, first and foremost. But that's just, we want to make that expectation very clear. And perfect. Now, the program is as follows. I'm a bit fast, I'll open up the floor now, so you can go over to each of these departments. You can talk about what options they have in the departments, which kind of people you're looking for, they're looking for, and then we'll have some pizza in around 5 to 10 minutes, 15 minutes-ish. And then at 18:45, so 6:45, there will be a workshop tour. It will start at 18:45 with the mechanical department. They will meet over by the roll-up, and it will be Gustav and Marcus you're looking at for that tour. They will leave, and then 5 minutes later, the next tour will leave, and then the next tour is the operations tour, and then we have electrical and power trains. I will announce on the microphone right before each of the tours are leaving. So as long as you're in the room, you will be notified. But they'll leave with 5 minutes differential, and they will then go to our workshop right over here in building 329, and then come back here as well. I hope you guys are excited to hear about our project. We're happy that you guys are here today. And if you have any questions, please go and ask. I'll also be here afterwards. So thank you so much for listening.